Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I know that you were connecting and hoping to see a conversation with Pierre Ferrari, our President and CEO. I'm Chris Coxon, I'm the Director of Public Relations. Pierre's been having some problems connecting in this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and have the conversation together with Rosa Rodriguez, who's our Country Director from Heifer Ecuador. Rosa, hello, thanks very much for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Thanks. I'm really happy to be here and share with all the people what is going on in Ecuador.
Brilliant. So just before we kick off, just so that everyone knows, right down here at the bottom of the screen, there's a Q&A box. If you have any specific questions that you'd like to ask Rosa, please just kind of type them in and we'll include them as part of our conversation as we go. But Rosa, let's just start off. I wondered if you could just start by telling us, kind of with obviously COVID has hit your country, at least from what we see here, fairly hard. But can you just start off by telling us a little bit about the situation at the moment and some of the challenges that the farmers that you're facing, farmers that you're working with are facing?
Yes, but first, Chris, please let me ask to introduce me. My name is Rosa Rodriguez. I am from Ecuador. I live in Ecuador. So the COVID emergency is not something that I read about in the newspapers. It is something I live with every day because as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, my concern is how my family gets their food and how I can feed them at home. But further than that, I am a development professional, deeply concerned, committed to Ecuador's most vulnerable population groups. So you will listen from me, future of food, future is farmers, and future is female. Because in this specific crisis, I have noticed that future, food, farmers, and female are always together. It seems they have some root, the same root, and the same horizon. So, saying this, you know that at present Ecuador is well known all around the world as one of the countries with the greatest impact and the greatest risk because of COVID. I'm not going to mention the painful photographs that we have circulated around the world telling about Guayaquil, but official data shows that Ecuador has the highest COVID mortality, contagion rates. We have like 30,000 infected people, and also just in Guayaquil, almost 9,000, nearly 9,000 yes have died. So in this context, what is going on with rural communities? What is going on with rural families? The first thing is that we have to remember that rural families live in poverty. And in that areas, they do not have access to much adequate information in how to behave against this virus. That is a very important issue. For example, how to wash hands in areas where there is not access to safe water, or where access to alcohol or shops or soap is expensive. There are few medical services, and when they are these medical services, they lack the basics. But they have a very important issue because they live in community. And in many cases, they have managed to protect each other, to take care. But the main issue is that small farmers depend on what they can grow, what they can sell for their own food and for income. And right now, Chris, because when the COVID started, we all the whole country, we are in confinement. Before that, they could sell their products at markets, at some shops, intermediaries, but all of that issues are closed. And in some cases, some intermediaries began taking like an unfair advantage of this situation to pay very low prices. Mm-hmm. And many of these families used to round out their income by working in the cities, for example, as a brick masons. But all of this has been also shut down, and now they cannot have this other income source. Mm-hmm. So the main issue is that access to food and common food distribution channels have been broken.
Mm-hmm. So Rosa, maybe you could tell us a little bit more. So obviously, you know, as you say, the farmers have been very affected in that incomes have dropped because they don't have access to markets. But how have they responded? I mean, are there ways that you and the team have been able to support farmers to make sure that they can still, you know, kind of keep money coming in the door throughout the crisis?
Absolutely. Let me tell you, because it is very interesting to know that when the quarantine started in the cities, also the people, they do not have access to food. They only could have food from the big supermarkets chains. And we know what it means, who gets benefit of this. But at the same time, the families in the cities started to look for fresh, safe food. But the main issue was that they wanted to have directly food delivery to their homes. So what we started to do at the beginning, we take many actions, but let me tell you that we're able to do a lot of actions because 1 year ago, we started with Future of Food project. Mm-hmm. This project, Future of Food project, has as a main objective to help farmers to diverse production and to create sustainable food systems connecting urban and rural families. And this visionary project helped us because we said, okay, people right now need food and farmers need to start selling. So we, at the beginning, create a consumer catalog offering a small farmer food.
Okay, thank you. Thanks to you.
Should I continue?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, I think we've just been joined by Pierre.
Okay, great. Hello, Pierre. So,
hi, Rosa.
Hi. Mucho gusto.
Gusto bien.
So what we decided to do, we created a consumer catalog offering a small farmer food basket in 8 cities around Ecuador. And orders started moving in immediately. So second, our first concern, our first priority was the safety of farmers, staff, and safety of the people who we are producing for. So we prepared 3 biosecurity guides covering the operating standards for each link in the chain, but also first responders, farmers, need personal protection equipment. So now they have their PPE, which we have invested for them. So the beginning was we prepare the catalog to say farmers have products. Second, we have the biosecurity guides. Then we have the PPEs. But now communities gathering centers and distribution centers, they were not ready to aggregate such a large volumes that started to come to prepare the baskets for the families. So we started to upgrading them, but also helping them to confront the risks of food handling. So we upgrading them, but supporting with disinfection spray, pumps, shoe cleaners, tables, boxes. And also we continue doing that, and we Heifer to open 2 new farmer systems in 2 new neighborhoods of Quito, in a very, very vulnerable neighborhoods in Quito, and we create the whole system neighborhood. The other issue was transportation. We were not ready for that, and there are not enough distribution mechanisms to meet demand. So we started delivering on bicycles adapted to carry more food basket. This crisis show us that these food producers are first responders. The first responders, just like doctors and nurses, because they guarantee people's health by delivering nutritious and healthy food and safe food. But also, we are dealing the economic crisis. So at the same time, we support fair products and markets so farmers earn a living income and vulnerable families can afford a lower priced food baskets. And I think that there is another important point, Pierre, is that we also keep dealing with environmental crisis. It is still there. So we are supporting organic production without pollution, taking care of the soil and the seeds. That is what we are doing right now to confront and to help and to take advantage of this COVID crisis.
So, Rosa, the food distribution system you've set up, right?
Yes.
Using bicycles, given the situation. Do you think there's going to be a continuing demand for delivery of food that is right from the farmer, the way you've set it up? Is that something semi-permanent, permanent, or just temporary?
Well, right now, it starts as something temporary, but I think that this is the big opportunity to transform the system, to create new habits. If the people who are in crisis, they know that they are receiving a safe, healthy, fresh food directly in their homes in hard moments, when it happens, you are not going to say, okay, thank you, goodbye. I think that you are going to keep connected with these people that help you to access to this kind of food. So what we are trying to do is to build permanent new channels.
Okay, that was actually going to be my next question, was what kind of investments and in what should Heifer and the farmers invest to make this this kind of system permanent? I mean, permanent in the sense of having, is bicycle the most efficient way to do it? Because I've been to Quito; it's quite hilly.
No, I know. Well, right now we need to expand the food distribution system, because what we have done, it is still too small for the enormous dimensions of this crisis. Right. Now implementing actions that project we never expected.
No.
So what we need.
Yeah, so what kind of investment do you think? What would you make investment in? Small trucks or?
Okay, yeah. We need, for example, to keep providing EPPS, because COVID is not for 2, 3, 4, 5 months. It is going to be longer. So EPPS. We also need agro kits to rapidly emergency increase of production. Seeds, water, implements, livelihood. We need to keep producing. We need also to keep supporting or adapt for transportation, cargo trailers. bicycles, motorcycles, maybe a pickup. That is very important to keep moving and to keep growing.
So this may be an unfair question, but how much money do you think you need to do all that?
Well, yeah. We think that this is a big opportunity. And I want to invite all the people that is listening us that with their help, we can win. We need at least right moment, $515,000 extra additional dollars. We can achieve extraordinary response. We are doing, the municipalities are calling us, even the agriculture ministry is asking us, because we know how to create, we know how to build these systems, how to put together farmers with cities. It is the whole system.
So this Rosa, this $515,000 is almost all capital, right? It's equipment, it's storage, it's that kind of thing. Is that right?
Is that right? Because it is also for upgrade the gathering centers. It is for to buy seeds, pick up equipments. It is for also distribution of some information. And I think that maybe it could be used, we could also use impact investment. But right now, with this emergency, we need grants. We need that kind of support because we need to respond as fast as we can do it.
Okay, so if anybody's listening who's got $515,000, Rosa is ready to receive it, right, Rosa?
Right now, we are already doing. We just wait even 1 week. We start, Heifer Ecuador is starting to answer immediately. Okay. We take care of the farmers, we take care of the people, we protect them, we grow, and right now we have a lot of answers to give. Because as I said, we are alongside with the first responders. Farmers are first responders.
Yeah, and providing high quality, healthy food to make sure that people in their homes, everything else are healthy and well taken care of. Yeah, no, I understand what you're doing, and it's wonderful. So the pandemic, even though it's been creating a tremendous amount of misery across the world, has also opened up certain opportunities, right? Which is really what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a huge opportunity to change, because also I am sure that this crisis it is not only because of virus, it is also we have the environmental crisis. It is linked with other kind of life that we are living. We need to change that ways of living. We need to change.
Yeah, so you may have talked about this before I was able to join, but what kind of food is being delivered?
Well, that is very important, because just last Saturday I had a call from the Pichincha government, which is the main city, where Quito is, and they told us, you have a very special basket that you are delivering. And I said, why you are telling me that? And that is because in your basket you have fresh food, organic food, but we have vegetables, we have also protein. For example, we have eggs, we have cheese, because also we work with dairy farmers, and we have also food from we have crabs, we have shell food, we work with people, the catchers from the mangroves. We also have honey.
Wow.
Very, very important for this.
So, Rosa, can you deliver this to Little Rock, Arkansas? I mean, we'd like these baskets.
Absolutely. I want you to be in love of our food, because the first issue is that they are prepared for farmers' hands. Both of them for female hands. And they are healthy. They are just because it is poor people for poor people. So it takes care of the environment. So you are not only eating safe food.
So tell me about the scale of what you're doing. How many farmers are involved? How many baskets have you delivered? Give us a sense of how big this is becoming, or may become.
Yeah, well, right now we are delivering almost 1,000 baskets in Quito and in Cuenca and in Machala. 1,000 we just started in these 3 last weeks. Right now we want to scale up and to get at least 3,000 more farmers, but also all the families and neighborhoods in 9 cities. We want to be in Machala, in El Oro, in Cuenca, in Azuay, in Santa Elena.
So
and
presumably these farmers are producing their product and it's going into some kind of warehouse where it's aggregated and then put into baskets? So how are you doing this?
We have both. The process started where the farmers, they recollect, they harvest, and they go to gathering center. They select the products, but also they transform. For example, cheese. They transform. We have bread, and also we have specifically with 9 small dairy centers in our DNA dairy project. So also they keep preparing cheese, yogurt, sweet milk. So also we insert those products that are in the gathering center, and then we put all of these into the baskets. This we put in a pickup, and the pickup comes to the cities, to Quito. In Quito, there is a neighborhood group. They take the baskets and then they deliver the basket to each one of the families.
So how do the citizens know that this basket's available?
Oh yeah, that was also very interesting, because at the beginning, because we are collecting by telephone.
Yeah.
By telephone, they ask us, I need 1 basket, 2 baskets. And right now, we use a car and louder, I don't know the word in English, a car that is going through the streets and say, hey, come next Friday, we are going to deliver this kind of basket. We also prepare some flyers, and we deliver all the flyers in the neighborhood. We also use the radio, popular radios, and we use a lot, and also the internet, Facebook, WhatsApp. So we are using all of this, especially for the popular neighborhoods, because they know sometimes they do not know how to use WhatsApp or Facebook. So because at the beginning we disseminate information through the network, and it starts flooding, growing. But then we realized that if we want to go to the grassroots neighborhoods, we need different kind of information. So
right.
we change the information.
So Rosa, the pricing that you're charging for the baskets, how does that compare to supermarket pricing or market pricing, open market pricing, farmers market? What's the relative pricing?
Yeah, we are selling this basket each week for $17. Mm-hmm. It includes the $2 that receive the people who deliver the basket.
The baskets, okay.
Price is 15. But let me tell you something very interesting, Pierre. We have some basket a little more expensive, because in some other neighborhoods, we are asking people to pay $20 for each basket. And this different price, we keep that to give free some food for some people that right now, in this moment, they do not have food and they do not have money to buy the basket.
So you're asking the more wealthy people to subsidize, to provide free food to the folks that need it.
Exactly. We are providing food, and also in some cases we want also to provide medicines, because in many of our communities, the health centers, they do not have medicines, drugs. So we are providing them so they can help the farmers or the fishermen or the people that we are working with.
Right. Wow. So, I was just intrigued by the inclusion of fish and crab and all of those produce. Are you able to deliver that all the way to Quito, up way north that way?
Yes, because we are using coolers, specific coolers to the transportation. The first issue that we did was these catalogs explaining, for example, if we are going to include a fish, how we have to handle, how the farmers need to handle, and what we need to give to them. We are using all of these step by step, a lot of careful, because we are putting in risk the permanent way of selling. We cannot fail. We have to do it perfect.
Good. Wow, that's quite an effort that you're putting into this thing. And you need $515,000 to actually perfect the system.
Yes. And I really thank you, because I know I am shy about asking, and I didn't know how to ask people that is listening to ask to help with this extra money for the emergency. So I was going to ask you, Pierre, to do the ask for me to help.
I'm not shy about asking. I think, especially with a program like you have, which is extraordinary. And I think the money that is being solicited is actually going to be invested in permanent structure, right? It's like infrastructure.
Exactly.
Which can then help the farmers, the disadvantaged farmers, be productive and have a market, and connect them directly to the market. Connect them directly, right?
Directly to the markets. Directly to the markets. So it is healthy, fresh, safe, and just food. I would like to say something, Pierre, because I think that you also, in one of your Twitter, you said, and you remember us, that one issue that we have to take care is that this health crisis does not become a food crisis.
Right.
I think that is the big issue, and also the big opportunity to farmers. The people can select, okay, I can go to buy food from the supermarkets, or I prefer to go to buy this other kind of food that comes from the farmers, because you know that food is going to be missed. And also we have a very crazy idea, Pierre, that I would like to share with you, is that there is not going to be money. You know that we are going to have a very hard economic crisis. So we are trying to create some exchange of services for food. For example, farmers they have food, but maybe they do not have access to doctors. They do not have access to another kind of services, notebooks to go to the school, medicine, shoes. So we can start, and also the people in the cities, they have that goods, but they cannot sell because nobody is going to have money. Here in Ecuador right now, because the economical crisis, the government, we have like 50,000, a very high, I do not know the numbers of people without unemployment.
Yeah.
So we need to start to putting together this kind of exchange.
So Rosa, you brought up the government. Is the government in Quito and all the other towns or cities that you're marketing, are they being supportive, or do you feel they're a risk, or how do you feel about them and this program?
Well, I have to make some differences because maybe the local governments that we have a lot of linkages in different cities, we always work with local governments, and they are more sensitive to support this kind of programs, and they are very concerned about the situation with the people. So, for example, the municipality of Quito, they call us, they asked us, we need your support. We are right now acting as advisors for this municipality, which is the main municipality in Ecuador.
Sure.
For them to create these systems in Quito.
Right.
We also, for example, are going to work in Galapagos because there we also have very poor people and they depend from the continent of food. So we are sending very quickly seeds, bombs, small issues for water because it is going to be a hunger crisis, a food crisis.
Food crisis, yeah.
Exactly.
So, I'm going to swing around for a question. So the basket's $15, $2 for the delivery system. How much does the farmer, what's the cost of a basket to the farmers? Are they making money? You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it is not only about one, they are not selling only one basket. It is not only about the amount of money that you get for each basket, but the number of baskets that we are providing, that we are selling. So, of course, they are, I think that the basket is like about $10 and they are having $4.5 or $5 for each basket.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. And this is convenient for farmers and for consumers, both. So it is not benefit only farmers, but it benefits also consumers. And we are, I think that this is very important, creating like a new kind of linkages from the rural area to the urban area. We need to reconnect these two sectors again. I think that one of the most big problem is that people in cities live disconnected from farmers. And we need to reconnect in a different way.
Okay, I think it's extraordinary what you're doing. I'm looking through the chat room to see somebody saying, I would like to share this information about the baskets to my family in Quito. What is the contact information in Quito? So maybe somebody could put that up there. Well, okay. So if I'm in Quito, how do I order a basket, Rosa? I'm living in Quito now.
Well, if you live in Quito, you can write to our Facebook, Heifer Ecuador. You can also write to our Twitter. We have Instagram, and also we have telephone where you can call. And I can send you immediately these WhatsApp telephone numbers. And if you go to our website, you are going to find different opportunities, different kind of baskets.
So that would be under heiferecuador.org?
Exactly, exactly.
All right, so whoever asked that question, there you go. We are waiting for your call and your order. And I think there's a question about availability in all these countries. My observation, Rosa, is that most of the families, most of the farming families and other families do have access to a phone. Am I right?
Have access to
A phone, a cell phone of some sort.
iPhone. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes, even in the field countryside, yes, they access to phones. So we are using this phone because the farmers receive a call or a WhatsApp, and also we are going to create a platform where the people can start using to ask through the platform.
Yeah.
So we are using different kind of ways to ask. One is the platform, because in Quito, most of the people use telephone, platform, computer, but also we have some grassroots neighborhoods that they just use the telephone. So you can also have those both options.
So I want to be, I just want to be sure, there's a question that came up, and we've seen in other projects in the globe that sometimes the farmers are so interested in selling their produce that they don't nourish themselves properly, right?
Absolutely.
So I know you've done a lot of work to improve productivity and quality of the goods. Are they feeding themselves?
One of the main problems here is that, for example, many rural workers employed to grow flowers or other export commodities,
right,
these jobs disappeared, and these families were not growing foods. And now they have no income and they have no food. That is a big problems with farmers that produce monocrops and that produce for export without taking care of their own food. Heifer always said, we have a farm diverse. Diversification is a most important issue, because if today I lost the corn, I have potatoes. If I lost potatoes, I have the other one. And also I have chicken, and I also have a pig. So diverse food is very important. And the second one, because your question is very important, because we are going to have a food crisis. And the first issue is that we said, first, you have to eat. And the second one, we sell.
So one of the questions that came up, which I love, this question said, you at Heifer Ecuador have been working on improving productivity and the quality of food and using farmers market. And when this crisis hit, you pivoted to this approach. You approached, and you did it very quickly, very quickly. I mean, so congratulations on the level of creativity and energy and everything else. And tell me a little bit about the culture at Heifer Ecuador that permitted that to happen, right? I mean, you're the leader there, so you should take a lot of pride in that. But at the same time, it takes a lot of other people to get this done, right? And how do the farmers get involved and all that?
Absolutely, Pierre, and thank you for this question. I am very proud that I have a team that is strongly committed with what we are doing. It is not, Heifer is not a job. It is not another employee. For us, Heifer is an opportunity to transform lives. It's an opportunity to transform myself and to transform people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have all of that commitment. And the cornerstones, for example, Heifer cornerstones for us are very important, because we try, I mean, it is hard, but we try to live each of those cornerstones. And I have when I started to think, this is an opportunity, we can do this, and I called my colleagues, they told me, yeah, we already started to doing that. We are looking what we can do, how we can do. And also I have to say, please stop, take care of you. Do you have the equipment? Do you have the EPP? How is your family? Because also we had one colleague that was with COVID. Right now he's safe, he's well, but we have to take care of my team.
Absolutely.
Say, please take care. Do this with all
Be
this
safe,
information.
be safe, yeah.
Safe. Do it safe, because if we do it safe, we save ourselves, and we save also farmers, we save food, we save business, everything.
Yeah, well, Rosa, congratulations. I think we're all very, very proud of you, and we are in awe of the work you've done. So thank you for the work you do for others and the commitment to others. I think you are a bright star in the heifer constellation.
No, thank you, Pierre. Yeah. I am really proud of Heifer.
Yeah.
I am proud to work for Heifer, for giving me this opportunity. Please let me ask you again. Please do the ask again for me.
I think the money will come. Don't worry about that. So I think we need to end this session. I think we've been going on for longer than we expected, but it's been really fascinating to me and hopefully to the listeners. I just want to remind everybody that in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to have Nick Kristof in a similar conversation. He is a Pulitzer Prize winner from the New York Times, and he's got points of view about the current crisis and hunger and poverty and how all this is playing out as we deal with the virus. So Rosa Rodriguez, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And keep it going, and we're paying attention, and we're here to help, as you know. Okay. So thank you all. Take care.
Take care.
Ciao.
Ciao.